Welcome to more random thoughts in random places. Now, so this is the effects of betrayal, the physical effects, and we are discussing the effects of spousal betrayal, marriages, So one of the fundamental things with there again is that it's going to have trust issues. It doesn't matter whether it's spouse betrayal, family betrayal, friendship betrayal, there's always going to be trust issues now. Your behavior will change. For spousal betrayal, it's related a lot to do with priority. We naturally agree that if we're into each other, we are going to be that priority. In reasonable order. Obviously, if you have children and you're getting together, the children obviously come first. But then after that, it's you against the world. It's us against the world. That's the mentality that's put in there. You're duetting up. You're a duo now, and it's all to do with you and him or her. So with spousal betrayal, it's really, really difficult then to believe in what they say, especially along the lines of love. You won't take to the affirmations. You'll think that they're untrue. So you're back to the drawing board because you can't believe a single thing people say. And then in comes the anger because you know that that's affected your being, how you used to be with people, that confidence that you used to have in the people that you chose. You felt that you had good discernment. So now you get doubt because all this time you thought that that person that you were in the house with, making plans with, sleeping with, it's difficult. You've gone full intimacy there, and then you can't take that back. It also affects your choices, as in how fast or how quickly you're going to go into relationships now. Everything is back to the drawing board. You're going to reassess everything, and especially yourself. You're going to have the doubts of, do you have the ability to choose right? How are you getting this wrong? So it's all back to the drawing board, and that puts someone in an area where they're stuck now because they had a flow before. They believed in themselves, they believed in you, they believed in where they were going, and now they've all been crushed by someone that they believed in. And like I said, with most betrayal, there is loss. You have lost good people in your life in return for this person that pretended to be good. How are you going to manage all of that? How? We're going to get to how we manage it after I've gone through all the different types of betrayal. Because no matter where the betrayal is coming from, we now have a long road ahead of us. If only people realized the impact of what betrayal does, because all that time there was the options for you to be truthful, and you chose to lie and continue down that path and convince that person that you were all those things, and you played that part so well that now we're left second guessing ourselves. To enter someone's life and completely lie about your intentions is outrageously bad, but it's the signs of a sociopath. They will pick and choose who they'll do that to. And you have to remind yourself that it's not you, sweetheart. It's people out there are waiting in the wings for kind-hearted people like you who are quite happy to give someone their moment. Show me who you are. I take you at face value. There are some people that will look at that and go, I've got my next victim. And it's so, so sad. So when it comes to spousal abuse, it's, again, if it's you're a man or you're a woman, it suddenly stops you from believing in the opposite sex. You're going to be wary of men now. You're going to be wary of women. And so it all comes down to discernment. Discernment. You've got to understand that each time you have this experience, pick up on the clues. Pick up on the common factors. What are you seeing? And also, what does it say about you that we keep attracting those kind of people? So there's a lot of healing involved, and there's a lot of isolation that comes in because suddenly you just don't want to be around anyone. And so it really puts a block on you going out and enjoying and being the person that you knew yourself to be, full of vibrancy, energy, joy. And then it all got taken away because somebody that you loved betrayed you. And of course, the biggest thing of all, love. When you open up your heart and you've got absolutely no reason to believe that this person is going to trample all over it, but they do. And then you've got, say, like months, years go by, and you've got people recognizing the signs and they're trying to tell you, but you've got so much belief and so much love going on that you're blinded by it and you can't see it for what it is. And then you row everyone and you're angry. You have outbursts of anger. There's absolutely no way you're not going to get that, because they have crushed your dreams. They have crushed your belief in them, yourself, and the both of you as together. It's got to be one of the ultimate evils of betrayal, to go into someone's life with the intentions that you're going to love them and open up that porthole with them, knowing that you don't intend on doing anything. And again, it's intent, because whether it be spouse, friendship, the work environment, it's always to do with people's intentions, what their intentions were in the first place. Like with everything, it's a risk when you invest. It is a risk, and especially it's bad enough when you do a financial risk, but when you do an emotional risk, when you take time with somebody and you're giving them your all, you're making precious time for them as well. It's the ultimate of betrayal, my darlings. So look for the signs, because one of the things I learned from my sociopathic partner, ex-partner, was he said to me, don't expect me to treat you like you treat me. I'm different. I'm not you. And he quite happily told me that, and I still wasn't getting it. Because I didn't want to believe someone could be that cold and that calculated and that disgusting, but he was. And he said, because people aren't all like you. Learn that. And I did learn that. And he was unintentional that he gave me that heads up, because he couldn't help but brag. Look where you are. You keep believing in people, Margot. That's your problem. You're weak. You're pathetic. You keep believing in people. You're supposed to see what you can get out of people and use people when they come along. There's got to be a strategy and a tactic involved. And that was how he rolled. That was how he worked. I should have seen the signs, because that's how he treated his mother. And if you ever want to know who to look for, what to look for in a partner, look at your parents. Look at your parents, the what not to be and the what to be, For me personally, my parents taught me everything that you don't want to be. And I've seen examples of what you would want to be. I've seen examples of relationships. I have two friends who are married, and they personify love. They do. It's a beautiful thing to see, and it's just refreshing. But one of the ways that you can detect how a future partner is going to be is watch how they treat their family. Watch how they treat their mothers and their fathers. Watch how they treat their children. Look at where on the scale of value and importance they are. And if you never ever see them really paying much attention or interest in the most important people in their lives, then that's a red flag. That's a red flag. You're not going to change them. They are themselves not going to change. If they are doing it to their family, their nearest and dearest, they are absolutely going to do it to you. And they will leave all the work up to you. It's up to you to see it, because they'll turn around and they'll blame you. Oh, you should have seen it coming. That's what they'll say. Because narcissists do not take on any accountability or blame. They'll happily do it, look at you and say, you're an idiot, you should have known. And this is why you do know. Yeah. Let's find out, shall we? Let's know. So next time you can avoid that red flag. And another thing with spousal, if you can see that it will be bad later on in the lane, later down the road, is when they are constantly pushing and pushing and pushing and not taking no for an answer. It's got to be now when they want. And they will flood you with affirmations to make it look like, oh, it's just because I'm so overwhelmed by you. I'm so in love. No, it isn't. They're overwhelmed and in love with themselves. And if they're not respecting that, you say, listen, hold on, I'm just busy. I've got to do this and that. And they're pushy. and they're constantly pushy, that is a red flag. It's like a stalker. Know that it's got to be about them, when they want, how they want. And if you don't take to it, they're going to get quite shirty and stampy. So look for temper tantrums as well. Look for temper tantrums, and always look in the eye. Practice that. Practice with people who are... Do an experiment. Ask one of your family members to come up to you and pretend to be all happy and lovely and nice and then do it with someone who's genuine. So let's just say your little kids come up to you and they've said, Mom, I really like this. Oh, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. And they've given you kisses and hugs. That's natural. You can see the natural. Then ask someone to go and copy that and watch how it is just actions. There's no life inside of any of what they're saying. You can detect it. You can detect it. There's something about their face. Their face isn't in conjunction with their actions. You can see. Someone that feels awkward will look awkward, but they will hide it with their body because they're doing the same actions as everybody else. But look in the eye. They'll look here, they'll look there, and they're scanning. They're scanning because they're like, am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? And that's what they're hoping you won't detect, is you will see an emptiness, just shallowness. So look at it as in, if any of you were ever fans of Star Trek, and you ever remember Data, the character Data, and how he would try to mimic, watch him. Observe how he observes humans, trying to behave like them, especially in the matters of love and romance. Honestly, it's because it's all feeling. It's all feeling. When you hug someone, you're closing your eyes. When you kiss someone, you're closing your eyes. It's all feeling. So you have to know feelings, emotions. I told you, they are your friend. So what you want to do is look for selfish traits. Look for prioritization. You'll see how much you mean to someone by where they put you. Because actions speak louder than words. And honestly, when you can have a busy life, but when you love people, you've got time for them. You make time, you find it. It's easy. It's quite easy because you've got the intentions to, so you don't feel forced. So look for forced behavior as well. And look for constant, on a high and on a joy, always doing that. Yay! No. Seems a bit suspect. Always coming with you like it's vanilla sky kind of syndrome, When your senses are going over the top, that's a sign as well. I used to think I was going mad at some point. It's like, why am I feeling so around you? Then I realized, I looked into it. Turns out that when your feelings, when you get quite irritated by someone, or you get really just can't settle, that's your intuition telling you. They might not be fully bad, but there's just something about that person that you just need to keep at arm's length. You need to be a bit cautious, because anytime my emotions go over the top and they're going this way and that way, it's normally because I'm around someone that doesn't fly straight, and then it all comes to pass. And that was exactly what was happening. So I'm reading people's energy. So whenever you get a bit like uptight and you can't put your finger on why you're feeling a certain way, it's because that's your intuition, your senses trying to bond with you and let you know. That's why you have to be a symbiont with them. You have to treat them like a completely individual entity of its own, which connects with you and works with you, and then lets you know ahead of time what's going on. That's what I love about emotions and intuition. If you become curious with it, she and he will let you into the whole world. You've just got to believe it. Trust me. You've just never been brought up with it in school. But when I was a kid, I needed my senses and my intuition a lot, more than I even knew before I understood what it was, because there were some really bad people about me and around me. And so it was dangerous. It was dangerous for me. So my senses were something that I had a lot, and they've been with me ever since. I've never left them, and they've never left me. And I can't stress enough how you want to become one with them, because when you feel them tapping at you, they're not trying to irritate you, they're trying to help you. That's why they won't let you go, because they're trying to get the message to you. But it's you listening to you, it's your subconscious telling you, and you're like, I'm crazy, I'm mad, that can't be right. No, it is. It's yourself telling yourself, danger, danger. You know, it's danger zone. Listen to it. Don't wait for someone else to go, oh, is that the edge of the cliff? Is it? Oh, and you're over the top. When you know, listen to that. It's very powerful for a reason. It's very powerful for a reason. It's trying to push through because it can see the dangers. Okay, so what you want to look for, again, with spousal behavior is their availability, their level of selfishness, the value of where they put you. And I don't mean to say that by you've got to be selfish. Like if it isn't you first every minute of every day, then there must be something wrong with him or her. No. But we know the balance of things. And if they are just never available, never around, but always want you to be doing everything, always want you to make the sacrifices, again, all red flags. All red flags. If you see an over-the-top behavior, again, red flags, trying to hide what's really underneath. And just look for those key elements. That person will treat you like you're a convenience and you will feel it. So don't ignore it. The minute you're feeling like this convenience and it keeps going on and it's going on and there's a pattern in it, red flags. Okay? So make steps to make changes. You either sit down and you say to your partner, you know, let's have a talk, blah, blah, blah. I feel like this, I feel like that. And that's a good way also of detecting how much they care. Because if they've got, oh, you know, I'm a bit busy, I've got to get to work, oh I've got to go, blah, blah. They're not interested. They're not interested. They're with you because you might be in a better position financially. They might see you as a great setup. They might see you as the person that's going to prep them, and then they're going to go off with the person that they actually love. These people can be very secretive because it's just a means to an end. You know, you were never really the person that they're into. So you've got to look out for that. So look out for someone who's in a relationship with you, but's acting like they're single, like they've got no one else to think of. Because the minute you're with someone, it's not just yourself you have to consider, it's them as well. And it's something that you enjoy because you're ready for it, you love it, you don't mind it, you know? So look out for those traits. And as always, have a wonderful week and jar love.